Hey guys, and welcome back to the Lit Shop. So in today's video, I'm sadly gonna say goodbye to the Punto because it's getting picked up. And I think I'm really gonna miss this car because it's a 1.4 turbo, front wheel drive. It's just really fun, it's light, it drives really sporty. So I'm gonna miss it, but I'm enjoying the Lexus, so it's okay. But I put some new meats on there because they were a little bit done, they were full slicks. And I still need to fix the cluster issue because I didn't have a lot of time this week. But I know the buyer and he's gonna hang out till we fixed it, or if we can't fix it, we're gonna fix it later. But for now, I'm just gonna put it together and hope I can fix the cluster, and then he's gonna be here in a few hours. And then we need to move the Nissan. So I think we are gonna start that again for the first time since New Year's. And then maybe we're gonna work on the Prelude of my brother, and maybe we're gonna work on the Prelude of Amber. We will see what's gonna happen, but first, let's tackle the Punto. So I think I found a lead on why the LCD display in the Punto isn't working, because it is a known problem apparently also in Ford Scorpios, that if you leave the car outside and it gets damp, then the connections get bad, it shorts out, and then you get the weird not really letters, you just get some language. Yeah, Minecraft language, just swear language in subtitles, and then after that it stops working at all. We could try to point a heat gun at it, get some heat in it, because apparently then they can start working again. You can get lucky, and otherwise I need to replace it, but that's going to be in the future because he picks it up today and I don't have a new LCD screen laying around. So now we're just going to start the Nissan, move it out of the way so we can move other cars inside and make room for the Mazda MX-5 ND that is coming, because my brother needs to detail it and then we need to sell it, and he exchanged it for the Punto today. But now let's start the Nissan and get it out of the way, and I hope it starts. Yeah. You need to wiggle around the connections on the battery.
And I need to film.
Yeah.
Buy a Honda.
Five hours later.
Empty.
Then get a full one, dumbass. I refuse to push, so I got another idea. Hold on.
Don't worry about the paint.
He's getting repainted anyway. So that was it again for the Nissan. It ran for a little bit, it got to operating temperature and now we shut it down because we need to move, we need to move a lot more cars before we can put the ND inside, which my brother is washing right now, so when he gets back he can detail it. So let's move some cars around. The MX-5 is inside, so now I can put the Punto back inside and finish up the steering column, put all the plastic covers back, all the paneling, and then he can take it home. And then he just needs to come back or fix the LCD screen himself, but that should be alright. I'm gonna miss that thing so much, man. It's never a fun thing to see your car driving away when you sold it. It's just, you spend a lot of time with that car, you had a lot of fun with it, and then when it drives away with somebody else, it's just never a good feeling. It's always just a little, it stings a little bit. But I've driven the Lexus for a while now. I haven't driven the Punto in a long time, so I already kind of got used to the idea of not having the Punto anymore. But still, when it drives away, it's kind of sad.
The next morning.
It's back. So yeah, as you can see, the Punto is back. And that sucks. Because yesterday we put back together the steering column, we put the steering wheel on, and out of nowhere it throws a code on the power steering. It just turns off and it doesn't work anymore, and then the steering gets really hard and really heavy. So we need to fix that today because I want to sell a car that's working. And it was working before we took the steering wheel off, and it doesn't work right now. And the blinker does something weird, so we're going to look into that because I think that causes the problem. And hopefully we can fix it today. And we're also going to work on the cluster of the Prelude. Because it's cluster week, apparently we're only working on clusters. And it's not going very well. So I hope we can fix the Prelude and the Punto, but this time it's another Prelude. So I think I found a problem. I just took this off and I put it back, and I forgot to film, sorry. But here is a little spring with a little pin that goes up and down with a pointy end on it, and if you click the blinker it should stay in place. And now this is actually the first test that it works, because it didn't do that before. If you did it to the left, it didn't stay in place until you steered a little bit to the left, and then it did. So that thing was just a little bit off to the right, and now I put it back in the middle, screwed it back together, put it on, and apparently it works now. And the steering wasn't really a problem anymore. Yesterday it was having a problem, but the way here to this morning it wasn't really a problem anymore. So I hope this also fixed that in one way or another, because this was still a little bit loose on there and now it's not anymore. So we're gonna put it back together and test it out. You love to see her go and hear her go, but you hate to see her leave. And you probably already noticed, but I got my hair cut, and that's all because we got a new lawnmower in the lid shop. Another Prelude! So yeah, the problem is that the speedo isn't working, and sometimes it just jitters around a little bit, and now it just doesn't work at all anymore. And the cigarette lighter popped out and it's not connected anymore, so we're gonna fix two small things on this one, and hopefully just fix it the first time. Okay, we got the cluster from the Prelude, and it actually looks a bit the same like the S13, because it's both old Japanese cars. So now I'm gonna dive into this and see if there's a loose connection somewhere that explains the jittering and now just completely stopping of the speedo. I can't really see anything wrong with all the connections on the board. So I don't think that the module itself is the problem. I think that the connection from the car to the cluster is the problem. So I'm gonna put it back together and then see if we can do something with the connectors. Cluster is back in and it works again. So at least we fixed one cluster. That's something, I guess. And I know this video hasn't been really exciting. We did some small stuff and we sold the Punto. Didn't really do anything exciting, but stay tuned, because next video I think we're gonna start the exhaust on the Prelude of my brother, and that's gonna be exciting as hell. So make sure to like and subscribe, stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you guys at the next one. It's all okay, but I'm gonna put it back together. But for now I'm gonna put it back together, so we hope that I can fix. So yeah, let's move some car around. So let's move. MX-5 is inside, so they can start. So, oh.